It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports.
Tonight, we'll be watching the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers. For the Cavaliers, a strong stretch of play for this team, winning 6 of their last 7. They're playing at a high level, no lack of confidence going into tonight's game. The business of basketball is booming. Fortunately, the league and the Players Union were able to hammer out a new CBA last season. Guys, talk about what stood out to you from the new deal. Kenny?
Well, the first thing is not just the current players, but the guys who's trying to make it. There's more money for the D-League players. I think those guys.
Welcome to BMO Harris Bradley Center. We are in Milwaukee, the home of the Milwaukee Bucks. And we're bringing it to you live here on 2K Sports. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge, our sideline reporter. This game in Milwaukee marks the start of a homestand for the Bucks. It's an opportunity for them to play in a heated matchup like this, to play your best basketball. These are the games, guys, that show how well you match up against the other great teams in the league.
And they've done well in this matchup. I mean, 2-0 against them to this point, a win here, and they take the season series with a sweep in sight.
You know, they know what they can do against these guys. I think the key is you try to avoid complacency.
We are nearly ready for the tip.
Well, Kevin, Tristan Thompson is one of the elite offensive rebounders in the league. He said, for me, it's always see ball, get ball, and just bring the energy. And be that guy that when I check in, guys on the...
Thanks to Yang. Clearly, Thompson knows his role on this team. Got to admire how hard he goes on the glass. About halfway into the season, Doris, teams are already separating themselves from the pack. What are some of the elements you are looking for right now as you take a look at those top teams and trying to figure out a championship contender?
So you know that line, it's about the economy, stupid. It's about the players, right? You got to have players. You got to have stars. The contending teams always have at least 2 or 3 stars. So let's begin there. The other part is you've got to...
Cleveland leading by 4. And here is Hill. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Screen by Smith. The dish to Green. Over Parker. Here's Thompson, and he hits the buzzer beater.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
Well, that's outstanding execution, Greg. You always want to get the last shot of the quarter, which is precisely what they did there.
And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers with their lead standing at 6 points here at the... And we got a chance to hear from LeBron James about the hard work and preparation he brings into every game.
Go back and I'm able to, read the scouting report, and also when I get to the arena, I also watch more film on each and every guy that's going to be playing. Guys that I know I may be, matched up against, throughout the night. So I'm not surprised by anything if it happens throughout the game. So it's a lot of preparation that goes in, to just one game, just trying to get one win. But that's what it takes to win good.
I think you'd have to say the preparation really shows on the court in his play, and rarely does he look surprised out there or caught off guard.
And Kevin, that's really just the mark of a total pro. And I don't think oftentimes the fans appreciate how much goes in terms of preparation. Some guys get it and some guys don't. But he's a perfect example of what proper preparation means in terms of preventing a poor performance.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And from what we've seen from the Cavaliers, what do you guys see?
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
It was huge, no doubt, and it seems like they simply can't miss from downtown.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Jennings out there with Malcolm Brogdon. Then it's Jabari Parker. Then it's Zeller, and it's DJ in at the small forward position. Here's Jennings. It's rebounded by Cleveland. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
I mean, they were so impressive offensively. And when you do that, that can really help you on the road.
I think intensity is the key, right, Greg? When you play with energy on the offensive end, good things usually happen.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Milwaukee shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. No good on that one. And one of the focuses for Cavs coach Tyronn Lue has been looking to integrate Kevin Love more consistently into their offense.
Right, because Kevin Love showed in Minnesota he could be a go-to scorer. In Cleveland, he's had to figure out how to be effective as the third option. But if you're Ty Lue, you want to keep your superstars involved and engaged, Kev.
And he's good on the second. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Hill kicks to Thompson. Right side, Green. The screen from Thompson. Out to Smith. And the foul called on DJ. That's his first foul. Larry Nance has checked in for Tristan Thompson. Smith with a wide open look. No good on the triple. Bucks trail by 5. Jennings dishes to DJ. Takes a 3. And again, the Bucks miss.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Hill kicks to Korver. Hill left side. Back to Green. 6 on the shot clock. Off the screen, and it's Green with the jam.
And you really can't forget about Green's speed. So effective on the drive.
Pass to Brogdon. The feed to DJ. It's stolen by Green. Smith outside. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
I'll tell you, he's been dry from three-point range in the second quarter after hitting one in the first.
Cleveland leading by 7. Korver with it. He's picked up by Parker. And Jeff Green, the bucket on the assist by Korver. Green's got 5 points now this quarter.
Boy, Kev, how about the recognition of Kyle Korver? Puts the pass on time and on target, makes it an easy opportunity for his teammate.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Henson's checked in for Tyler. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Cavaliers ahead. They're up by 2. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin,
all right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Antetokounmpo. A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. And Cleveland with a change here, too. George Hill's checked in for Rodney Hood. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Nance out there with Tristan Thompson. Then it's LeBron James. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. And it's Hill in at the 2 spot. Here's Dellavedova. He can't get that one. Hill with some nice D. The Milwaukee Bucks, they won their last contest, that game against Houston. And another 3 for Cleveland.
And finally finding a rhythm, but unfortunately a little too late.
Well, you wonder if they can use the momentum they've built here into the next game, because this one looks over.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. They're trailing by 10. 12 seconds left to play here in the fourth. What's your take, guys?
And just trying to salvage anything at this point, even if it's just some momentum heading into the next one.
No, I think you're exactly right, Greg. You've got to take any positive you can get. You'd like to see them come together and build something, even if it's in a loss.
And here are the Cavaliers now. Trains the three-pointers.
And really, Smith is always looking to fire as soon as he touches the ball. The D has to be more aware of that quick trigger.
From deep, no good. So it's Milwaukee picking up the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional.
That's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Our matchup tonight taking place in Milwaukee, the BMO Harris Bradley Center, as we watch the Bucks go up against the Charlotte Hornets. And for Charlotte, they haven't competed at the level they'd like over the last week or so. Just one win in 5 games. And gentlemen, and I use that term with much respect, we approach tip-off. We have a moment.
The starting lineup for the visiting Charlotte Hornets. At point, Michael Carter-Williams. At power forward, Marvin Williams. At the other forward position, Nicholas Batum. At the other guard position, Jeremy Lamb. At center. And now, give it up from Milwaukee Bucks. Introducing the starting lineup.
It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. For the season series between these two teams, the Bucks came away empty-handed in the last matchup against the Hornets. So they win one, lose one. Things have been pretty evenly matched so far. One of these teams has to step up.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for me.
So it's the Bucks now, trailing by 4. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And you know what? Up against a weak defense, they were allowed to do pretty much whatever they wanted.
What I like, though, besides that, is that they just didn't settle for it, because weak defenses, you could take bad shots. That's not what they did here tonight.
Shot clock at 3. Off the screen. Off the left rim and out.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And Dwight Howard, a lightning rod figure around the league.
Basketball, this is my passion.
It's an interesting concept that Dwight has to take something very seriously in order to have fun. He does say he has a burning passion to win a championship. He's been in the finals, and this is a guy that's got still a lot to shoot for, he feels, in his career.
It's a great point, Kevin. And the challenge for Dwight is how to balance how serious he is and how passionate he is with having that fun on the court that he's after.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And when you consider how Charlotte is doing, guys, what do you think?
I mean, you saw it. That barrage of threes has them grooving here after one.
Well, they found a little bit of space out there on the perimeter, and they have a shared confidence right now. That tends to breed some success for this team.
We've got Shabazz Muhammad, Tyler Zeller out there with Parker, and it's DJ, and it's Brogdon in at the one. That's the group for Milwaukee right now.
Well, beating everybody to the ball, Willie doesn't always get his number called, so he's got to put in the extra work and find these efforts on the offensive glass.
Brogdon against Carter Williams. And that one's good, Brogdon. Hey, Brent, it's been said before that champions have no offseason. Thinking about that, what's your take on the balance between resting your body after a long year versus really pushing the strength and conditioning that could take you to another level the next year?
Well, I could throw it back at you, Kevin, and ask you about as you get older and your body changes, you have to do different things, right?
And more, yeah.
Right, so in your younger years, if you don't make the playoffs or you're in the playoffs, maybe to take 1 month off and get right back into the gym, your body's ready to do that and in tune. Take a player that's 10 years down the road, there's no reason for you to push your body. You can be a little more specialized and be a little more efficient in terms of what you do in the off season to get ready for what a training camp represents, and then, of course, the upcoming season.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Guys, with the Hornets' length and mobility at the 2 through 4 positions, the team switches a lot defensively. Coach Steve Clifford said, you have to deal with mismatches at times, but it makes defense simpler. Those guys, they're all big enough, strong enough, and competitive enough that they're going to battle. Kevin?
And having that kind of versatility on defense is huge. DA, thank you so much.
Well, he's like a carpenter out there. Great floor awareness, zipping the ball over to his teammates with ease.
Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Kaminsky in the corner. The turnaround Jay, he makes that one drop, only a second and 5 tries.
You know what, didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
Brogdon kicks to DJ. Muhammad on the wing. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
That's why guys love lining up to play with DJ. Keep moving, get open, he'll find you. Sensational feat.
The Bucks shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll be watching the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the Hornets in Charlotte. Checking out the Hornets, they've yet to win against this squad this season. 2 games, 2 losses. We'll see if their luck changes tonight. Guys, let's take a moment to look at the growth of basketball around the world. One of the fastest growing sports out there, and the NBA is.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Milwaukee Bucks today. Happy holidays, everyone, from all of us at 2K Sports. And do we have a present for you today? I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. And Malik Monk continues to remain sidelined with the injury.
I mean, it's always...
And before we get underway here, let's send it over to Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Steve Clifford.
Well, fellas, this season's series has not gone in their favor so far, and he was at a loss to explain the 1-2 record against them. He said, we've just come out so flat against them in those 2 losses. For whatever reason, we haven't had the energy we have against other teams.
Thank you, David. Well, as we go deeper into the season, we see some teams, Chris, really start to shuffle things around with injuries. And what's it like playing on a team that is dealing with a lot of players that are injured?
It's frustrating. You don't know how much confidence to have in your team. You don't know what to believe in, what not to believe in. Rehabilitation is one of the most frustrating parts of playing in the game because it's boring, it's monotonous. You just continue to do the same thing every day. You start to feel kind of disconnected from your team, and you kind of start feeling down and bad. And so that feeling can become contagious on a team with injuries because you really honestly...
Some changes for Charlotte. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Howard. Kaminsky comes in for Marvin Williams. And Michael Kidd-Gilchrist subbed in for Jeremy Lamb. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Akers checked in for John Henson. Tony Snell comes in for Antetokounmpo. DJ is checked in for Chris Middleton. And it's Jennings in for Eric Bledsoe. On the court for the Bucks, Parker and Maker, the lengthy big men pair. Jennings out there with DJ, and it's Snell in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Batum, and a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in. Batum's got his first points in this one. Milwaukee leading by 8. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Now Jennings. Six to shoot. Let's go. There's Maker. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
Great awareness of the clock to end the quarter.
I like that. Even though he's in a hurry, he still remains under control.
And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We've got more in store for you right after this. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And look what we've seen from Milwaukee. What do you think, guys?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Yeah, closing down the lane, closing out on perimeter shooters. Interesting first quarter.
The forwards are Kidd-Gilchrist and Kaminsky. Batum is out there with Michael Carter Williams. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the 5. So that's the Hornets 5. Snell, no good. So the Bucks, their last game, a win against Charlotte.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
The Bucks shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
Free throw good from Maker. And the Hornets team that while they have added rotation players via the draft, they haven't been able to draft a star to build around yet.
No, well, and with the Hornets, their best pick has been Kemba Walker back in 2011. I mean, they've traded away a lot of their picks right after making them. However, that might change as they lucked out with Monk falling to them.
He hits both from the stripe. Hornets trail by 12. Carter Williams with it. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. A shot by Batum, no good. Maker kicks to Jennings. Now here's Maker. Hernangomez covering. Jennings against Carter Williams. Trying his luck deep. Maker misses. The Hornets shooting 23% from the field. That's not going to get it done. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Kaminsky. They set the pick from the arc. Yep, it goes in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Batum.
And you can't give Batum room to fire off that screen. He'll torch you every time for making that mistake.
Jennings dishes to DJ. Screen by Parker. It's stolen by Kaminsky. Goes up on the wing, and Batum with the basket on the assist by Kaminsky. Batum's got 5 points now this quarter.
Oh, and Batum has the lethal pull-up, Jimmy. If you don't get a hand up, you face the consequences of seeing him drain that shot.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
Into the lineup.
It's been all about Eric Bledsoe. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily. And now the third quarter about to get going. You know Eric Bledsoe has been exceptional here, guys. Some changes here for the Hornets. Hernangomez is checked in for Williams. Zeller comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Frank Kaminsky in for Carter Williams. On the court for the Bucks, they've got Matthew Dellavedova. Maker out there with Tony Snell. And it's DJ. And it's Muhammad in at the 3 spot. Chris, if you were on the rules committee, what rule change would you like to see the NBA make going forward?
Kevin, there's not a rule I necessarily have changed, but I'd ask them to kind of reinterpret a couple of rules, and that goes with the flagrant foul. I often see so many plays that are just hard fouls called as flagrant fouls, and that can affect not only a player and later on whether it's a flagrant 2, but it can affect the game. It can affect the next game by how it's interpreted by a player being kicked out because of that. And so I just want to take the sensitivity or put the toughness back into that. So many flagrant fouls are called and they're not going at the head or they're chopping down on the wrist. And I just like to see it get back to be interpreted as it was a little while ago, maybe 20, 25 years ago.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Bucks.
Look at their number of assists.
You know, they didn't get stuck in those one-on-one situations, and they got the ball to the guys with the best matchups. Easy drives, open jumpers, and great ball movement.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And on the season, this is going to be their 3rd win in 4 games against this team.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
So he gets them both.
Now, after that great college tournament we all remember Jeremy Lamb performing in, Lamb was drafted 12th overall by the Rockets, but his career had a bit of a seesaw for a while.
The feed to Dellavedova. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And the Bucks lead by 19. Looking at the last game for Charlotte, it was a loss to Milwaukee. Pass to Hernangomez. Left side, Kid Gilchrist. Baseline try. Shot by Zeller, no good.
Not quite airtight defense right there, but his release was a little bit off on the jumper.
Dellavedova, the pass to DJ. Kicks it to Muhammad. It's stolen by Hernangomez. And here is Kid Gilchrist. Pass to Lamb. Knocks down the three ball.
He spots up so well off the ball. Lamb, an excellent all-around jump shooter.
Launches a three. Zeller grabs the board. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long and good night.